Ethan Cole had been in space for 6 months, and nothing ever changed. The same metal walls, the same quiet hum of the ship, and the same endless darkness outside the window, the crew of the human exploration ship. Orion 7 had one mission: scan empty space and report anything unusual. But space was always empty, or at least that is what they believed. That changed the moment the radar picked up something impossible. "Unknown object detected," the system voice said, calm but cold. At first, no one paid attention, because small space debris was common, but this object was not moving like debris. It was drifting. Slowly, like it had a purpose. Ethan leaned forward, his eyes narrowing at the screen. "Zoom in," he said quietly. The image became clearer, and the room fell silent. It was a pod, not human, not anything they had ever seen before. Its surface looked smooth like glass, but darker, almost alive. Strange glowing lines moved across it like veins. "Is it a ship?" one crew member asked. "No," the captain replied. "It is too small, more like an escape pod." A cold feeling spread through the room. If it was an escape pod, then where was the rest of the ship?
Check the stabilization
and what
metrics on
happened
Sector
to it?
Gamma. Looks
The
good from
captain
here.
gave the order to
Rerouting
bring it
auxiliary
inside.
power now.
No one argued,
Rotation alignment
but
is
no one
complete.
felt comfortable
Commander,
either.
the object is accelerating,
As the pod
tracking
slowly
directly
entered
towards
the
us.
docking
Red
bay,
alert.
the
I want
lights
battle
flickered for a
stations and
second.
request immediate assistance.
Ethan noticed that, but
What
said
is that
nothing.
data, engineer?
I
Something
don't know,
about this
Captain.
felt
The readings
wrong.
are impossible.
Very wrong. The crew
We're
gathered
showing a
around
massive
the pod,
energy spike
keeping
approaching.
a safe distance. "Scan it," the captain ordered. The machine started working, sending waves through the object. "No weapons detected," a scientist said. "No life signs." Another added. That should have made everyone relax, but it did not. Ethan stepped
Zoom
closer,
in.
ignoring the warning in his mind. He felt it again, that strange feeling. Like someone was watching him. He looked around, but everyone was focused on the scans. Then his eyes slowly moved back to the pod, and for a moment, he froze. "Did you see that?" he whispered. "See what?" someone asked. Ethan did not answer, because he was not sure himself. It felt like something moved inside, just for a second. "Open it," the captain said. The room went completely silent. No life signs confirmed. The system
Check the
repeated.
stabilization metrics on
With
Sector
slow
Gamma.
mechanical
Looks good from
sounds,
here.
the pod began
Rerouting
to
auxiliary
open.
power now.
A thin line appeared
Rotation
across
alignment
its
is
surface,
complete.
flowing softly.
Commander, the object
Then
is
it split
accelerating,
apart.
tracking directly
Cold
towards
air
us.
escaped
Red
into
alert.
the room.
I want battle
Everyone
stations and
leaned
request
forward,
immediate
trying to
assistance.
see inside.
What is that data,
And then-
engineer?
I don't know,
They
Captain.
saw her,
The readings are
a small
impossible.
figure curled up inside.
We're showing a
girl,
massive
not
energy
human,
spike approaching.
but close enough to feel familiar. Her skin was pale with a faint glow. Her hair floated slightly like it was underwater. Her eyes were closed. "She is alive," Ethan said softly. "No, the scan showed nothing," a scientist replied
Zoom
quickly.
in.
But before anyone could say more, her eyes opened, bright, glowing, and full of something no one could explain. Fear, pain, and something deeper. But she was not looking at everyone. She was looking at Ethan. Only Ethan. He felt his heart stop for a second. The world around him disappeared. It was just him and her eyes. Then suddenly, everything changed. Ethan gasped and stepped back. "What happened?" the captain shouted. But Ethan could not speak, because in that moment, he saw something impossible.
Check the stabilization
Flashes
metrics
filled
on
his
Sector
mind.
Gamma.
A
Looks
burning
good from
sky,
here.
a
Rerouting
planet
auxiliary
breaking
power
apart.
now.
Screams
Rotation
without
alignment is
sound,
complete.
and shadows
Commander,
of massive ships
the object is
covering the
accelerating,
stars.
tracking directly towards
Then
us.
it was gone.
Red alert.
I
Just
want
like
battle
that.
stations and request immediate
Ethan
assistance.
fell to his knees.
What is that
breathing
data, engineer?
heavily.
I don't know,
The
Captain.
girl inside the
readings are
pod did
impossible.
not move, but her eyes were
We're
still
showing a
locked on
massive
him,
energy spike
like
approaching.
she knew exactly what she showed him. "She is dangerous," one crew member said nervously. "We need to isolate her," another added. The captain nodded slowly. "Move her to containment," he ordered. As the crew carefully lifted the pod, Ethan could not look away.
Zoom
He knew
in.
one thing for sure. She was not just a survivor. She was trying to tell them something. Something important. Something terrible. Before anyone could ask more questions, the alarm suddenly screamed through the ship. Red lights flashed everywhere. Multiple objects detected, the system warned. Unknown ships approaching fast. The room filled with panic. "How many?" the captain shouted. The answer came a second later, and it made everyone freeze. Too many to count. Ethan slowly turned back toward the girl, and this time, he understood one thing clearly. They were not
Check
alone.
the stabilization metrics on
whatever was
Sector Gamma.
coming
Looks good
was
from
already
here.
too close.
Rerouting auxiliary power
Ethan
now.
Cole did not sleep
Rotation
that
alignment
night.
is complete.
The images
Commander,
in his mind would
the
not
object is
stop.
accelerating, tracking
Fire
directly
falling from
towards
the
us.
sky,
Red alert.
broken cities,
I want battle stations
and those
and
massive
request
shadows
immediate
moving above
assistance.
a dying world.
What is that data,
Every
engineer?
time he
I don't
closed
know,
his
Captain.
eyes,
The readings
he saw
are
her
impossible.
again. Not her face,
We're showing
but
a
her
massive
eyes,
energy spike
watching
approaching.
him, calling him. The ship, Orion 7, moved quietly through space, but inside nothing felt calm anymore. The unknown fleet was still out there, getting closer with every passing minute, and in the center of it all was the silent girl.
Zoom in.
Locked inside a high-security containment room, guarded, scanned, and feared. But Ethan did not feel fear. He felt something else, a pull he could not explain, like a voice without sound was asking him to return. He tried to ignore it. He failed. Hours later, when most of the crew was busy preparing defenses, Ethan stood outside the containment door. The guard looked at him, confused. "Orders say no one enters," the guard said. Ethan nodded slowly. "I just need 1 minute," he replied. The guard hesitated, then stepped aside.
Check the stabilization
30
metrics on
seconds,
Sector Gamma.
he said quietly.
Looks good from here.
The door
Rerouting auxiliary
opened with
power
a soft
now.
hiss.
Rotation
the room
alignment is
inside
complete.
was cold and
Commander,
silent.
the object
White
is
lights
accelerating,
reflected
tracking
off the
directly
smooth
towards
walls,
us.
Red
and in
alert.
the center, she
I
sat
want battle
inside a
stations and
transparent
request
energy
immediate
field,
assistance.
exactly
What
as
is that
before.
data, engineer?
I don't know,
Still,
Captain.
quiet,
The readings are impossible.
Watching, waiting. Her
We're showing
eyes
a
lifted
massive
the
energy
moment
spike
Ethan
approaching.
stepped inside. Again, only him, not the guards, not the cameras, only him. Ethan took a slow step forward, his heart beating faster. "I know you can hear me," he said softly. No response, no movement, but her eyes
Zoom in.
changed. A faint glow passed through them, like light moving underwater. Ethan moved closer to the barrier. "I saw it," he whispered. "The fire. Your world. What happened to you?" For a second, nothing happened. Then suddenly, the room disappeared. Ethan's body was still there, but his mind was somewhere else. He was standing on a strange planet. The sky was purple, filled with shining stars. Tall, glowing structures stretched into the air like living towers. Peaceful, beautiful, alive. He looked around in shock, and then he saw her. The same girl, but different, standing in the middle of that world. Not weak, not afraid. She was smiling. Others were there too. Beings like her, moving, living. It felt safe. It felt like home. Then everything changed. A loud silence filled the sky. The stars disappeared one by one. Dark shapes covered the light. Massive ships, just like before, but now closer, clearer. The ground shook. The sky burned. Everything began to fall apart. Ethan felt the fear. Not his fear, hers. It was deep, heavy, impossible to escape. He tried to move, to help, but he could not control anything. He was only watching. Buildings collapsed, light faded, and one by one, the beings disappeared. Then he saw her again. The girl, now alone, running, searching, calling out without sound, her eyes full of tears that never fell. Then she stopped, and slowly. She turned toward Ethan. Even in this memory she could see him. And this time the message was clear. Not just pain, not just loss, a warning. The vision ended instantly. Ethan fell back, gasping for air. The cold white room returned around him. His hands were shaking, his heart racing. "You showed me everything," he said quietly. The girl remained still, but her eyes stayed locked on him. Then something new happened. A different image flashed into his mind, quick, sharp, and terrifying. Earth, covered in fire. the same ships above it, the same destruction. Ethan stepped back in shock. "No," he whispered. "This is not just your past. This is our future." The alarm outside suddenly grew louder. Voices echoed through the hallway. Enemy fleet closing in. Defense systems not ready. Time to impact unknown. Ethan looked back at the girl one more time. His fear was still there. But now something else had grown stronger. Understanding. "You are not here to harm us," he said slowly. "You came to warn us." For the first time, the girl blinked slowly, and that small movement felt like an answer. Ethan turned and ran out of the room. He needed to tell the captain. He needed to make them understand. Because now he knew the truth. The silent girl was not the danger. The real danger was already here, and it was getting closer every second. Ethan Cole ran through the narrow halls of the Orion 7 Nun, his breath heavy and uneven. The red emergency lights flashed again and again, turning every face into something tense and uncertain. Crew members rushed past him, shouting orders, preparing weapons that no one was sure would work. But Ethan was not thinking about weapons. He was thinking about her, and what she had shown him. The truth was clear in his mind now. That silent girl was not a threat. She was the only warning they had. He reached the command room and pushed the door open without waiting. The captain turned sharply, clearly annoyed. "Lieutenant Ethan, this is not the time." "It is exactly the time," Ethan cut in, his voice stronger than before. The room went quiet for a moment. Everyone could hear the urgency in his tone. "They are not random ships," he continued. "They are the same ones that destroyed her world." A few officers exchanged looks, some confused, some irritated. The captain narrowed his eyes. "You are making decisions based on an alien you do not understand," he said coldly. "I understand enough," Ethan replied. "She showed me everything, her planet, her people, how they died, and now they are coming here." Silence filled the room. Then one of the scientists stepped forward, shaking his head. "This is exactly what we warned about," he said. "Psychological influence, memory manipulation. She is inside your mind." Ethan clenched his fists. "No, she is not controlling me," he said firmly. "She is trying to help us." The captain turned back to the main screen, where multiple signals blinked closer and closer. "We deal with facts, not feelings," he said. "And the fact is, we have
Check
an
the
unknown
stabilization
alien
metrics on
inside our
Sector
ship
Gamma.
during a possible
Looks good
attack."
from here. Rerouting
He
auxiliary
paused,
power now.
then gave the order.
Rotation alignment is
"Prepare
complete.
to eject the
Commander,
pod."
the object is accelerating,
Ethan felt like
tracking
the ground
directly towards
disappeared
us.
under him.
Red alert.
I
"No,"
want battle
he
stations
said
and request
instantly.
immediate
The
assistance.
captain did not even
What is
look
that
at
data,
him.
engineer?
I don't know,
That
Captain.
is an
The readings
order.
are impossible.
"You are making a mistake."
We're showing a
Ethan
massive
stepped
energy
forward,
spike
his voice
approaching.
rising. "If we send her away, we lose the only chance we have to understand them. And if she is the reason they are following us," the captain replied sharply, "then removing her might save us." That idea spread quickly in the room. It was simple, logical,
Zoom in.
and safe. But Ethan knew it was wrong. "They are not following her," he said slowly. "They are coming for all of us." No one answered him this time, because deep down, they were all afraid it might be true. But fear does not always lead to the right choice. "Security," the captain said. "Escort Lieutenant Ethan out." Two guards stepped forward. Ethan did not resist, but his mind was already moving, thinking, planning. He had very little time left. As he was taken out of the room, he looked once more at the screen.
Check the stabilization
The
metrics
signals
on
had
Sector
multiplied.
Gamma. Looks good from here.
Dozens,
Rerouting
maybe
auxiliary
hundreds,
power now.
moving in perfect
Rotation alignment
formation,
is complete.
like a wave
Commander,
that could
the
not be
object is
stopped.
accelerating, tracking
Back in the
directly
hallway,
towards us.
the guards
Red alert.
released him.
I want battle
"Stay in
stations
your
and request
quarters,"
immediate
one of them
assistance.
said.
What is
Ethan
that data,
nodded,
engineer?
pretending to
I don't know,
accept.
Captain.
But
The
the
readings
moment
are
they turned
impossible.
away, he moved in the opposite
We're
direction.
showing a massive energy
Fast,
spike approaching.
Quiet, careful. He knew the ship layout better than most, and he knew exactly where to go. The containment room. If they were going to eject her, it would happen soon. He reached the door and accessed the panel. Access denied, the system replied.
Zoom
Ethan
in.
took a deep breath, then entered a manual override code. For a second, nothing happened. Then the door slid open. Inside, everything was the same. Cold, silent, controlled, except her. She was standing now. For the first time, weak but standing. Her eyes met his immediately. And this time, the connection hit him harder than before. A single vision flashed into his mind. A massive ship, far larger than the others, at the center of the enemy fleet. Different, powerful, important. Ethan staggered slightly.
Check the
but stayed on
stabilization
his
metrics
feet.
on Sector Gamma.
That
looks
is
good
their
from here.
command ship,
Rerouting
he
auxiliary
whispered.
power now.
The girl did not
Rotation
move,
alignment
but
is
her
complete.
eyes glowed brighter.
Commander,
as
the
if
object is
confirming it.
accelerating, tracking
You were
directly
showing
towards
me
us.
how to stop them.
I want battle
he said.
stations and request immediate
Another
assistance.
flash, a weak
What is
point,
that data,
hidden,
engineer?
I don't know,
small,
Captain.
but real.
The readings are
A
impossible.
chance, but only if they act in
We're showing a
time.
massive energy
Ethan
spike
looked
approaching.
at her, understanding everything in that moment. You trusted me, he said quietly, and I will not fail you. Suddenly, the alarm changed. Louder, sharper, more urgent than before. Enemy fleet has arrived, the system announced,
Zoom in.
surrounding all sectors. The walls of the ship trembled slightly, a sign that something massive had just entered close range. Ethan turned toward the door, then back at her. "We are out of time," he said. For the first time, the girl raised her hand slightly, not to stop him, but as if reaching out, Ethan hesitated for a second. Then he placed his hand against the barrier. A final connection passed between them. No fear this time, only one clear message. Hurry. Ethan pulled back and ran out of the room, because now he had something more powerful than
Check
fear.
the stabilization metrics
plan.
on Sector Gamma.
And outside
looks good
the
from
ship,
here.
in the
Rerouting
endless
auxiliary
darkness,
power now.
the enemy fleet
Rotation
waited,
alignment is complete.
silent,
Commander,
unstoppable,
the object is
and ready to
accelerating,
begin the
tracking
end.
directly towards
The
us.
Orion
alert.
7
I want
trembled
battle
as if
stations
space
and request
itself had
immediate
taken a
assistance.
deep breath and refused
What is
to
that
let
data,
go.
engineer?
I don't
Red
know,
lights
Captain.
flooded
The
every
readings are
corridor,
impossible.
and the calm voice of the system was now
We're
sharp
showing a massive
and
energy
urgent.
spike approaching.
Unknown fleet in close range. All defense systems active. Ethan Cole rushed back toward the command room, his mind racing faster than his feet. He was no longer guessing. He knew what was coming, and he knew they had only one chance to survive. Inside the
Zoom
command
in.
room, chaos had taken control. Officers shouted over each other. Screens flickered with signals, and the massive dark shapes outside filled every display. The enemy fleet had arrived. Ships of different sizes surrounded them completely, but at the center, Ethan saw it. The same massive ship from the vision. Silent, still, watching, like a predator that did not need to move. "They are not attacking," one officer said, confused. "They are just holding position." "That makes no sense," another replied.
Check the
Ethan
stabilization
stepped
metrics on
forward, his
Sector
eyes
Gamma.
fixed on
Looks
the
good
central
from
ship.
here. Rerouting
"They are
auxiliary
waiting,"
power now.
he said quietly.
Rotation alignment
The
is
captain
complete.
turned toward
Commander,
him, frustration
the object is
clear on his
accelerating,
face.
tracking directly
"You
towards
again,"
us.
Red
he
alert.
said.
I want
"We do
battle
not have
stations and
time
request
for your
immediate
theories.
assistance.
This
What
is
is
not
that
a
data,
theory,"
engineer?
I don't
Ethan
know,
replied
Captain. The
firmly.
readings are
"That
impossible."
ship in the center. It is their
We're
command.
showing a massive energy
A
spike
few heads
approaching.
turned toward the main screen again. Even without understanding why, something about that ship felt different. "Even if that is true," the captain said, "we still cannot communicate with them." "Maybe we can," Ethan answered. The room fell silent for a second. "The girl,"
Zoom in.
he continued, "she is the key." The same argument returned, but now the situation was different. Now they were surrounded. Now they had no better option. Before the captain could respond, the system interrupted. "Incoming signal detected." Everyone froze. "Can you decode it?" the captain asked quickly. "Negative," the officer replied. "It is not a known language." The signal repeated again, louder this time, almost like a pulse. Not random, not meaningless. Ethan stepped closer to the screen.
Check the
listening
stabilization metrics
carefully.
on Sector Gamma.
"They
Looks
are
good
not
from here.
just
Rerouting
sending
auxiliary
data,"
power now.
he said slowly.
Rotation
"They are
alignment
trying
is
to
complete.
connect."
Commander,
With what?
the object
the
is
captain
accelerating,
asked.
tracking directly
Ethan
towards
did not
us.
answer
Red
immediately.
alert.
I
because
want
deep
battle
down,
stations
he
and
already
request
knew.
immediate assistance.
With her.
What is
he
that
said
data,
finally.
engineer?
I don't
A
know,
heavy
Captain.
silence
The
filled
readings are
room.
impossible.
They are looking for her.
We're showing a
one
massive
scientist
energy
whispered,
spike approaching.
And if they find her, another added, they might destroy us anyway. Ethan shook his head. No, he said, they do not need to destroy us. They only need to take her. The idea spread quickly, fear mixed with logic again. Then
Zoom
we
in.
give her to them, one officer said suddenly. It might be our only way out. Ethan turned sharply, anger rising in his voice. She is not an object, he said, and even if we send her, it will not stop them. How do you know? The captain asked. Ethan looked at the screen again, then back at the crew. Because she showed me, he said. They do not leave survivors. Before anyone could argue, the ship shook violently. A low energy wave passed through the hull. Not an attack, a scan. They are scanning us, the system confirmed.
Check the
They are
stabilization
searching,
metrics on Sector
Ethan
Gamma.
said,
Looks
and
good
they
from
will
here.
find her.
Rerouting auxiliary
The
power
captain
now.
hesitated for the
Rotation
first time.
alignment is complete.
The situation
Commander,
was slipping
the
out of
object is
control.
accelerating, tracking
What do
directly
you
towards
suggest?
us.
Red
He
alert.
asked finally.
I want battle stations
Ethan
and
took a
request
deep
immediate
breath.
assistance.
Let me bring
What
her
is that
here,
data,
he
engineer?
said.
I don't know,
I can
Captain.
connect
The
with her
readings are
again.
impossible.
She can help us understand their
We're
signal.
showing a massive
And
energy
maybe
spike approaching.
We can stop this before it begins. The room was divided, half fear, half hope. But hope was something they could not ignore anymore. Do it, the captain said at last. But if anything goes wrong, I end it immediately. Ethan nodded without
Zoom in.
hesitation. It will not go wrong. He turned and ran once again through the flashing corridors. Time was slipping away faster than ever. Back in the containment room, the girl was already waiting, standing weakly but aware, as if she knew everything that was happening. Their signal, Ethan said quickly, stepping closer. They are trying to reach you. Her eyes glowed softly, then brighter. The moment he stepped within range, the connection returned. But this time, it was different, stronger, deeper, not just images.
Check the
Understanding.
stabilization metrics
He could
on
feel the
Sector
enemy
Gamma.
now.
Looks good from
Cold,
here. Rerouting
empty,
auxiliary
controlled,
power now.
not driven
Rotation
by emotion,
alignment is
only
complete.
purpose.
Commander,
Hunt,
the object is
destroy,
accelerating,
move on.
tracking directly
The
towards
girl's
us.
fear
Red
returned,
alert.
but
I
so
want
did
battle
something
stations and
else.
request immediate
Focus.
assistance.
She showed him the
What is that
signal
data,
again.
engineer?
But
I don't
now
know,
it
Captain.
was
The
clearer.
readings are impossible.
Not just noise, a command.
We're
a
showing a
call.
massive energy
They were
spike
demanding
approaching.
her return. Ethan opened his eyes quickly. "They want you back," he said softly. For the first time, her expression changed slightly. Not fear, refusal. She stepped closer to the barrier, her glowing eyes locked into his. And then
Zoom
she
in.
showed him something new. Not destruction, not death. A path, a way through the fleet, a direct line to the command ship. Dangerous, almost impossible, but real. "You want us to fight," Ethan said, surprised. Her eyes did not change. But he understood. Not fight blindly. Strike the center, end it fast, or lose everything. The alarm outside screamed again, louder than ever. Energy buildup detected. Enemy preparing first strike. Ethan turned toward the door, then looked back
Check the
at her.
stabilization metrics
"This
on
is
Sector
it,"
Gamma.
he said
Looks good from
quietly.
here.
She did
Rerouting
not
auxiliary
move,
power now.
but her eyes said everything.
Rotation alignment is complete.
Go.
Commander,
Ethan ran
the
out of
object
the
is
room
accelerating,
faster than
tracking
before,
directly towards us.
Because now
Red
there
alert.
was no more
I
doubt.
want battle stations
No
and
more
request
waiting.
immediate assistance.
Only one choice
What is
left.
that data, engineer?
I don't
Fight.
know, Captain. The readings
And
are
outside
impossible.
the ship, the silent fleet finally
We're showing a
began
massive
to move.
energy spike approaching.
The Orion 7 felt smaller than ever, like the walls were closing in as the enemy fleet slowly shifted into motion. Outside, the darkness of space was no longer empty. It was filled with silent giants, moving with perfect control. Inside the ship,
Zoom in.
fear had turned into pressure. Every second felt heavier than the last. Ethan Cole stood in the command room, staring at the main screen. The path the girl had shown him was still clear in his mind. A narrow opening through the enemy formation, leading straight to the massive command ship. It looked impossible, but it was the only chance they had. "We cannot win a direct fight," one officer said. "They outnumber us, and their ships are stronger." The captain crossed his arms, thinking deeply. Then we do not fight directly, Ethan said. All eyes turned toward him
Check
again.
the stabilization metrics
We
on Sector
follow the
Gamma.
path she
Looks
showed.
good from here.
He continued.
Rerouting auxiliary
Straight
power
to the
now.
center.
Rotation
And hope
alignment
it
is
not
complete.
a trap.
Commander,
Another officer
the object is
replied
accelerating,
sharply.
tracking directly
Ethan
towards
did not
us.
react
Red
to
alert.
the doubt.
I want battle
It is not a
stations and
trap,
request
he
immediate
said
assistance.
calmly. She is not
What is
trying
that data,
to kill
engineer?
us.
I don't know,
The
Captain.
captain
The
looked
readings
at
are
him for a long
impossible.
moment. You trust her that much?
We're showing a
he
massive
asked.
energy spike approaching.
Ethan did not hesitate. Yes. The answer was simple, but it carried weight, because everyone in that room had seen what was outside, and no one had a better plan. Prepare the ship, the captain ordered. We follow the route. The crew moved quickly.
Zoom in.
Engines powered up, weapons aligned, systems pushed beyond safe limits. This was not just a plan. It was a risk that could end everything. Ethan turned away from the screen. There was something he needed to understand before it was too late. He made his way back to the containment room one last time. The door opened faster now. No one was stopping him anymore. Inside, the girl was weaker than before. Her movements slower, her light dimmer, but her eyes were still clear, still focused, still watching him. Ethan stepped closer, his voice softer this time. "You are fading," he said. No answer, but he could feel it. Her energy was running out. "Why?" he asked quietly. "Why help us?" For a moment, nothing happened. Then the connection returned. But this time, it was not a vision of war. It was something deeper, something personal. Ethan felt himself pulled into her memories again. But now they were slower, clearer. He saw her world before the
Check the
attack.
stabilization metrics
Not
on
just
Sector
buildings
Gamma.
and light,
Looks good from
but
here.
life.
Rerouting
Her
auxiliary
people
power
did not
now.
speak with sound.
Rotation
They
alignment is
shared
complete.
feelings,
Commander,
thoughts,
the object is
memories.
accelerating,
Everything
tracking
was
directly
open,
towards us.
connected.
Red alert.
No
I
lies,
want battle
no
stations and
secrets,
request immediate
just
assistance.
understanding.
What is that data,
He
engineer?
felt what she
I don't know,
felt.
Captain. The
Peace,
readings are impossible.
belonging. Then the memory
We're
shifted.
showing a massive energy
to the
spike
moment
approaching.
Everything changed. The arrival of the hunters. But this time, Ethan noticed something new. They were not just destroying. They were searching, looking for something specific, something important. The memory moved faster now. Fear spread.
Zoom in.
People tried to hide, but it did not matter. The hunters always found them. Then Ethan saw her, younger, standing with others like her, their eyes glowing brighter than the rest. Different, special. The hunters focused on them, not the whole planet, just them. "They were after you," Ethan whispered even inside the vision. The truth became clear instantly. Her kind was not random. They were targets. The memory shifted again, to the moment she escaped. A small pod, launched in silence, leaving everything behind.
Check the stabilization
Not
metrics
to
on
survive,
Sector Gamma.
but to
Looks
carry
good from
something
here.
forward.
Rerouting auxiliary
A warning,
power now.
A memory.
Rotation
a
alignment
chance.
is complete.
Ethan returned
Commander,
to reality.
the object is
his breath
accelerating,
slow
tracking
and
directly
heavy.
towards us.
Red
You are
alert.
not
I
just
want
a
battle
survivor,
stations and
he
request
said
immediate
softly.
assistance.
You are the message.
What is that data, engineer?
Her
I don't
eyes
know,
glowed
Captain.
faintly,
The readings are impossible.
confirming what he already knew.
We're
And they
showing
are
a
still
massive
hunting
energy
you,
spike
he
approaching.
added. This time, her expression changed again. Not fear, acceptance. She already knew this. She had always known. Ethan stepped even closer, placing his hand gently against the barrier. "You knew they would follow you here," he said.
Zoom in.
A quiet pause filled the room. Then, slowly, she raised her hand as well, stopping just before touching his. The connection returned one last time, but now it was not just her memories. It was her feelings. Clear, direct, impossible to misunderstand. She was not asking for help. She had chosen this, chosen to come to them, chosen to risk everything, so that someone, somewhere, would have a chance to fight back. Ethan felt something tighten in his chest. Not fear, respect. "You trusted us,"
Check the
he
stabilization
said
metrics on
quietly.
Sector Gamma.
And now,
Looks good from
we
here.
trust you.
Rerouting auxiliary power now.
The alarm suddenly echoed
Rotation
through the
alignment
ship
is complete.
again.
Commander,
Enemy weapons
the object is
charging.
accelerating, tracking
Impact
directly
imminent.
towards us.
Red alert.
Time
I
was
want
over.
battle stations and
Ethan
request
stepped
immediate
back,
assistance.
But his eyes
What is
never
that
left
data,
hers.
engineer?
I don't know,
We will
Captain.
finish
The
this,
readings are
he
impossible.
said, for your world.
We're showing a
and
massive
ours.
energy spike approaching.
For the first time since they found her eyes softened. Not with fear, but with something close to peace. Ethan turned and walked out of the room. Not rushing this time because his mind was clear. The truth had changed everything. This was not just a battle to survive. It was
Zoom
a
in.
fight to end a hunt. And outside the ship, the enemy fleet prepared to strike. But this time, humanity was ready to strike back. The Orion 7 roared to life like it had never done before. Engines burned brighter, systems pushed beyond their limits, and every crew member held their breath as the ship turned toward the impossible path. Ethan Cole stood at the front of the command room, his eyes fixed on the narrow gap between the enemy ships. It looked too small, too dangerous, but it was the only way. Engines at maximum, the pilot reported. Shields unstable, another voice added.
Check the stabilization
The captain
metrics
did
on
not
Sector
look
Gamma.
away from the screen.
Looks good from here.
Stay
Rerouting
on course,
auxiliary power
he
now.
said firmly.
Rotation alignment
Outside,
is complete.
the enemy fleet began
Commander,
to move.
the object is
Not
accelerating,
fast,
tracking
not rushed,
directly towards
but
us.
controlled.
Red alert.
Like they
I want
already
battle
knew what was
stations
going
and
to
request
happen.
immediate
The
assistance.
first wave of energy
What is that
blasts
data,
lit
engineer?
up the darkness.
I don't know, Captain.
Bright
The readings
lines
are
of destruction
impossible.
cutting through space.
We're
Evasive
showing a
maneuvers,
massive energy spike
the pilot
approaching.
shouted. The ship twisted sharply, barely avoiding the first strike. The second came closer, shaking the entire structure. Warning signals filled the air. Shield integrity dropping. Ethan held onto the console, his mind racing. This was not just a battle.
Zoom in.
This was survival by seconds. Stay on the path, he said, louder now. We cannot lose it. The pilot nodded, even though Ethan could not see him clearly. I am trying, he replied. The gap between the ships narrowed quickly. Enemy vessels adjusted their positions, closing in, cutting off escape routes. They are adapting, one officer said nervously. They know where we are going. Ethan clenched his jaw. No, he said. They are reacting, not predicting. But even he was not
Check
fully
the stabilization
sure,
metrics
because
on
the
Sector
enemy
Gamma.
felt different.
Looks good from here.
Not emotional,
Rerouting auxiliary
not
power
chaotic,
now.
just precise.
Rotation alignment is complete.
The ship
Commander,
shook violently
the object
as
is
another blast
accelerating,
hit the
tracking
shields.
directly towards us.
30%
Red alert.
remaining.
I want battle stations and
cannot
request
take
immediate
many more.
assistance.
Ethan
What is that
closed his
data,
eyes
engineer?
for a brief
I don't know,
second,
Captain.
trying
The
to
readings are
focus,
impossible.
Trying to remember the exact path she
We're
showed
showing a
him.
massive energy
Every
spike
turn,
approaching.
every second. Then suddenly, the connection returned. Not as strong as before, but enough. A faint image appeared in his mind. The path again, clearer, sharper. Left, now, he shouted instantly. The pilot
Zoom in.
reacted without question. The ship turned just in time, avoiding a direct hit that would have destroyed them. A few crew members looked at Ethan in shock. How did you... No time, Ethan cut in. Just follow my instructions. The connection flickered again. Weak, fading, but still there. She was helping him, even now, even as her strength disappeared. Forward, full speed, Ethan said. The ship surged ahead, diving deeper into the enemy formation. Everything around them became a blur of movement and light. Enemy ships passed
Check the
dangerously
stabilization
close.
metrics on
So
Sector
close
Gamma.
that their
Looks
surfaces
good
could
from here.
almost be seen in
Rerouting
detail.
auxiliary power now.
Dark, smooth,
Rotation alignment is
lifeless,
complete.
like
Commander,
machines
the
without
object is
souls.
accelerating, tracking
Command
directly
ship
towards
ahead.
us.
Red alert.
The system
I
announced.
want battle stations
the
and
massive
request immediate
structure now
assistance.
filled the entire
What is that
screen,
data, engineer?
larger
I don't
than
know,
anything
Captain.
they had
The
ever
readings are
faced.
impossible.
It did not move. It
We're
did not
showing a
need
massive
to.
energy spike
Power
approaching.
radiated from it like a silent storm. That is our target, Ethan said quietly. But how do we hit it? The captain asked. It is heavily shielded. Ethan's mind searched for the answer. Then the final vision came. Clearer than all the others,
Zoom
a
in.
small point, hidden beneath layers of energy. A weakness, a single moment when it opens, but only for a second. We wait, Ethan said. For what? For the opening. As if the universe heard him, the command ship began to glow. Energy gathered at its core, preparing a massive attack. That is it. Ethan said, his voice rising. That is the moment. If we do not act now, we lose everything. The captain did not hesitate anymore. All weapons ready, he ordered. Target
Check
locked.
the stabilization metrics on
The
Sector
ship
Gamma.
trembled as
Looks
power
good from
moved
here.
into its final
Rerouting auxiliary
systems.
power now.
Ethan watched the command
Rotation
ship
alignment is
carefully.
complete.
His heartbeat
Commander,
matching
the
the growing
object is
light
accelerating,
in front of them.
tracking directly
Faster,
towards us.
stronger,
Red alert.
Closer.
I want battle stations and
Now,
request
he
immediate
shouted.
assistance.
The weapons
What is
fired.
that data, engineer?
Everything
I don't know,
they had
Captain. The readings are
focused
impossible.
into one single strike. The beam
We're showing a
cut through
massive
space,
energy spike
heading
approaching.
straight for the hidden point. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, a crack of light appeared on the surface of the command ship. Small at first, then spreading, growing, breaking. The entire structure began to shake. Energy exploded outward in waves. The surrounding
Zoom in.
ships lost formation. Chaos finally entered the enemy fleet. We did it, someone whispered, but Ethan was not celebrating, because he felt something else. The connection fading, slipping away completely. He knew what that meant. Back in the containment room, the girl stood silently, her light almost gone, her strength spent. She had given everything she had to guide them to this moment, to give them a chance. On the command deck, Ethan slowly stepped back, his eyes still on the breaking enemy ship.
Check the
thoughts
stabilization metrics on
somewhere
Sector
else.
Gamma. Looks good from
This
here.
is not the
Rerouting
end,
auxiliary
he said
power now.
quietly.
Rotation
It is the
alignment is
beginning.
complete.
Commander,
Outside,
the object is
massive
accelerating,
command ship
tracking
finally
directly
collapsed
towards
into a
us.
silent
Red alert.
explosion.
I want battle
And for the
stations
first
and
time,
request immediate
The
assistance.
hunters began to retreat.
What is that data, engineer?
Silence
I don't know,
returned to
Captain.
space,
The readings are
but it was
impossible.
not the same silence as before.
We're showing a
It was
massive
heavier,
energy spike approaching.
deeper, like the universe itself was recovering from what had just happened. The broken remains of the enemy command ship drifted slowly in the darkness, small pieces glowing, fading, disappearing. The rest of the fleet was gone, retreating into the void without a sound. On the
Zoom in.
Orion 7 none, no one spoke for several seconds. The crew stared at the screens, trying to understand the impossible victory they had just witnessed. We survived, one officer finally said, almost in disbelief. The captain took a slow breath, his voice calm but filled with quiet shock. All systems report. One by one, the replies came in. Engines damaged but stable. Shields offline. Weapons overheated. We are alive. That was the only thing that truly mattered. Ethan Cole
Check
did
the
not
stabilization
celebrate.
metrics on Sector
He did
Gamma.
not even move.
Looks good from here.
His eyes were
Rerouting
still fixed
auxiliary
on the
power
empty
now.
space where the command ship
Rotation
had been,
alignment is complete.
because he knew something
Commander,
the others had
the
not
object
yet
is
realized.
accelerating, tracking directly
This
towards
victory
us.
had a cost,
Red alert.
and he
I
already
want battle
felt it.
stations and request immediate
Without
assistance.
saying a word,
What is
Ethan
that data,
turned and
engineer?
walked out
I
of
don't
the
know,
command
Captain.
room.
The readings
No
are
one
impossible.
stopped him this time. No one
We're showing a
questioned him.
massive energy spike
They all
approaching.
knew where he was going. The hallway felt longer than before, quieter, like the ship itself understood what was waiting at the end. Ethan reached the containment room and paused for a moment. His hand resting on the door, he did not want to open it, because once he did, everything
Zoom
would
in.
become real. But he already knew the truth. Slowly, the door slid open. The cold white light filled the room again. But something was different. The energy barrier was gone. The systems were silent. And in the center of the room, she stood. Barely, her body weak. Her light almost completely faded. But her eyes were still open, still searching, still waiting. For him, Ethan stepped forward slowly. Every step felt heavier than the last. "You did it," he said softly, his voice breaking slightly.
Check the stabilization
saved
metrics
us.
on Sector Gamma.
She
Looks
did
good
not
from
respond,
here. Rerouting
but she did
auxiliary
not
power
need
now.
to. Her
Rotation
eyes held
alignment is
everything.
complete.
Gratitude,
Commander, the object
peace,
is
and
accelerating,
something else,
tracking directly towards
something
us.
final.
Red alert.
I want
Ethan
battle
stopped
stations and
just a few
request
steps
immediate
away from her.
assistance.
For a
What is
moment,
that data,
neither of them
engineer?
moved.
I don't know, Captain.
No alarms,
the readings are
no
impossible.
noise, no fear, just
We're
silence.
showing a massive energy
Then
spike
slowly,
approaching.
she took a small step forward. Her movement unsteady but determined. Ethan did the same, closing the distance between them. For the first time, there was no barrier, no glass, no force field, nothing separating them. She raised her hand again, just like
Zoom in.
before. But this time, nothing stopped her. Ethan lifted his hand too, and gently, their hands touched. The connection returned one last time. But now it was different. No pain, no destruction, no fear, only understanding. Clear, complete, and peaceful. Ethan saw everything in that moment. Not just her past, but her purpose. She was never running. She was carrying hope from a world that no longer existed to a world that still had a chance, and she had found that chance in him, in humanity. A single tear rolled down Ethan's face, but he did not look away, because now he understood everything she had been trying to say. Without words, without sound. She was never asking for help. She was giving it. Her hand grew weaker in his, the light in her eyes slowly dimming. But there was no fear left, only peace, only completion. "Thank you," Ethan whispered, his voice soft but full of meaning. Her eyes met his one final time, and in that silent moment, she answered, not with words, but with feeling, "You are not alone." Then slowly, her eyes closed, her hand slipped gently from his, and her body became still. Ethan stood there, unmoving, the room completely silent again. But this silence was not empty. It was full of everything she had left behind. Hope, warning, and a future that was still unwritten. After a long moment, Ethan took a deep breath and finally stepped back. He looked at her one last time, not with sadness, but with respect, because her story was not an ending. It was a beginning. He turned and walked out of the room, back into the ship, back to his crew, back to a world that now knew the truth. Out in space, the stars shined quietly again. But something had changed forever. Humanity had been tested, and it had survived. Not because it was the strongest, but because it chose to listen, even to a voice that never spoke, and far beyond the reach of their ship, in the deep darkness where the enemy had disappeared, a single truth remained. The hunters were gone, but they were not finished. And next time, humanity would be ready.